This is the Northgate Mall. I'm in Seattle and had a lot of things to do, and I wanted to ride the light rail, and I decided where to ride it to. And there is a mall here, and there is a transit accessible mall. So I wanted to see what that was like and what a mall in Seattle looks like, because I have malls in Spokane and malls in Costa Rica, Cascade Mall, but I don't have any Seattle malls, so let's find out. Looks like there's some deconstruction or reconstruction. Don't know much about this area, don't know anything about this mall, just that it was on a map. And some of the malls I've been to in these videos are places I'm familiar with and grew up with and are very sentimental. My Lloyd Center Mall, I started crying. But this mall is terra incognito to me, so it'll be interesting to know. A lot of parking, a cinema, housing, what is going on here? I'm also under the normal constrictions. I don't want to make too much of a scene of myself. I'm also running low on battery. I walked around Nordstrom's rack for a couple minutes and realized there was no exit to the last mall. And I was leaving, I asked the security guard, where is the rest of the mall? And he says there is no mall. So there's a mall, but it's just a shopping center. And I'm going to see if there's anything more to report. But otherwise, okay, there's a community iceplex, shops and restaurants, Central Park. So I will at least go to the Central Park and see what is the center of what would be, but isn't, the Northgate Community Mall before my battery goes dead, before I have to get on a light rail back to Seattle to go to Spokane. So there's also a hotel here, so people can come and stay in a hotel and then take a light rail into the city. So we have transit, we have a community park, we have a hotel, we have everything at this mall, except the mall isn't here anymore. That's interesting. But we do have a shopping center with a Chipotle and a Verizon store, but a lot of the stuff in this little shopping plaza, these look like things that could be anywhere. These could be in, I mentioned the Verizon store in State, Oregon, so these could be in a town of 20 or 30,000 people. And that's kind of a contrast to the mall with its own hotel and housing developments and light rail station, and then the part that's actually for shopping is really limited. So that's interesting. So this must be the Central Park. We have an amphitheater here. So we have places for events, including a medical pavilion. I mean, I know this is all important social change, housing, healthcare, transit, those are all important. Was I expecting to kind of walk around and find a Cinnabon and enjoy the vapid energy of the mall spirit? And instead I find this. Community engagement and basic services and environmental awareness. What is this world coming to? I mean, when you really think about this is like a Joni Mitchell song in reverse. They tore down a shopping mall and put up an amphitheater where people can enjoy art and music. What is the world coming to? Future Development was actually a Adele the Funky Homo Sapien album. So yeah, we have some outbuildings, we have some satellites, we still do have some shops, there's a Red Robin, then you have a hockey area, and it's different and interesting, and it'll also be interesting to see what happens when this is no longer all this black tarpy stuff. So, there's an idea behind this type of redevelopment, and maybe it will address certain needs. And maybe I should have done more research about that. But also, part of this trip has been that I have not been into some of these places for 10 years, and I wasn't familiar, and I had assumptions based on how I remembered things. And sometimes not doing research can give you that genuine, oh, this really has changed. I am really surprised. I did not know that was a large, efficient, almost metro system. I did not know this mall wasn't here. I had further surprises in places like Paulsbo about how housing and stuff has changed. So this wasn't the video I set out to make, but hopefully it's been interesting to see, and people will have opinions or ideas how these things are changing. Are they changing in good ways? But I got to show some of it. But yeah, I think I'm at 2% battery. I'm going to turn my phone off and put it into its power pack. But that was not Northgate Mall. That was Northgate Station.